Hello, this is Shu. Welcome, thanks for popping in. Well, I haven't been around for a couple of weeks because I've been busy making pots, and I have had a little play with the two jelly plates together. And for those who are new, they're not commercial ones. I do have commercial ones and they are fabulous, but these ones I've made myself because I wanted to have a large size. So this was one I played with, and I still get this center line down here, but I'm just trying to work out how to resolve this so I can just do the print. Whether I cut these edges and make it slightly smaller to cut this V out, I don't know if you can see there, I'm not sure, but this section which I posted on the jelly printing Facebook page is so gorgeous. This one's nice, this one's quite nice, but this one sort of fails in comparison. But overall, I thought it wasn't too bad for a first effort. So I'll just go through these and hopefully they will fit into the frame, because I'm not sure. This is actually quite a large one and I quite like it. So it, you know, but it's still got the frame, you know, the seam between the two plates. I did a little bit of over the top and I just got very messy. And I just kept going very messy. And for those who follow the Art Whisperer, you notice he does inspired by different artists, and some of them are just absolutely fabulous. And this is one I started playing with just making a mess, because I love to make a mess. It's right up my alley, making a mess, but it's controlled mess. And so I'm going to attempt to do a large one today, but I just thought I'd just show you these. And this is, you know, there's so much action happening in all these, in all the areas. And this one here, I think it's this one. Yeah, this one here. I'll just sort of jiggle it around a wee bit. I did very quickly, after I had some people knock on my door who were visitors who I didn't expect to. That's what their mission in life is to do, but I found it, although they were very respectful, I found it quite an intrusion. So I just did this in a hurry, and look, it's just how I was feeling at the time. But I just sort of love it. And there's all sorts of colours in here. I think there's about six or seven different colours. And they're all acrylic paints. There's a little bit of copper, the metallic here and there. But majority of them are Semco paint. So this one was another one, but this one had a few shades of stencils in there, which you possibly can see slightly shadowy. Oh, actually, I'll put this here. This actually was the ghost print from that previous one, which there's still a lot of action on there, and see that lovely topper. So this one had stencils. You can see some of the stencil marks under the top, and I just went over it very quickly, and I was using my little blending brushes to do it. And this one just got very crazily messy, and I tried to patch up. I tried to move the paper just to a fraction and just go over that join, but of course I hadn't got it lined up, and of course I made that mess there. But you know, I love that, and it's actually, to feel it, it's actually quite racing textured, and it really appeals to me. Anyway, I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to get ready, and then I'm going to do a large piece, and I'm going to use some large stencils, and we'll just see how we go from there. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I've cleaned up a bit. I am back. I actually can't raise the camera any higher, but the top of the gel plate is only about this much away. And excuse my fingers, I've got paint stuck down all over the place. So, however, I have these scrapers actually, because working in clay I've got hundreds, well I haven't got hundreds, but I've got dozens of all sorts of textures. I think this is actually for grouting, for when you're putting tiles on, smoothing the grout. So this is what I used before, and of course it is metal, so you've got to be careful, but it is, if you pull it down flat like you would with on clay, a surface, you're not going to do any harm. And I do have a smaller one in this set, but it seems to have run away. It doesn't want to be covered in paint, I don't think. So however, we will give it a go. So I got a few new colours in this this creative crafters acrylic, and these were just $4 a container. Gosh, it'll last a long time because I can't get the lid off. There we go. So I'm going to use some of that, and then I'm going to use this lovely pinky colour, which I think is quite pretty. Gosh, I should have done this before. So please don't tell me I should have done this before, because I know I should have. Be nice to have a quiet life and not have too many things happening. However, it's just the way it is. Okie dokie. So I'm going to put black, white and silver along with these two new colours, and I might put a bit of dark blue. So we'll just give it a go. Look, as I keep saying to people, crikey. Honestly, here we go. Are you sure we're ready? Great appreciation to the people who packed these. Really. Okay, let's go. Put a little blob there. And I'll use a bit of the orange. This is a Semco. And I'll use a bit of this darker pink. This is the top. This is a Semco Black, for those who don't know, and I just buy it in large tubes and I just dispense it into these smaller ones. It makes it manageable. Same with the white. Okay, now what else did I want? I was going to put a metallic. Oh, gosh. So much for being prepared. Okay, so I'm going to go in lines this way first, so horizontal and vertical. That's about the only plan I have. Well, I think I might need a bit of green. do have some green over here somewhere. That's Monmart. I didn't put the blue. And this is a, can you see it? I think it's a Crafters. And I might need more white at some stage, I think. But that's the whole idea with these. You just keep, you can just add, the paints are so thick that they don't dry off terribly fast. So you've got the opportunity to top up, to change it a little bit. And, oh, see that splash of green, it's gorgeous. Get a bit of a splash of blue. So I'll see if I can try to take it to the edge. But you see, I'm actually just keeping that scraper flat as I can. I found with some of those ones that I already did, I didn't have a very good line. So I'm very tempted to actually put a piece of masking tape along the top just to make sure there's a better line. I might just put a bit of a brighter colour over here. And look, you're not going to use all your paints up in one go, because it's still, you know, it's a large area that I'm covering. Yum. And this is just a palette knife. Because I'm going to do the print, the pull, and then use my creaky old stool. I seem to have missed a bit here. Now, I'm not going to leave this on for too long because it's not a very thick paper. So let's do it that way. I just sort of sit down on that because I'm frightened I'll bump my head on the camera. It's not a thick paper, and if you leave it on too long, see, it started to crinkle and absorb the moisture already. So, but you can always do a second pull with it, and I've got some bits of paper behind me that I can do a pull. So I'll just fold that up, make it very juicy. I won't put it down because those plates are so wet. That paint, there's still a lot of paint on there, but I've got some paper just here. All that left on there. I mean, that's a nice base for something else, but obviously on a smaller print paper, on a plate, should I say. And so that's this one. So what I'm going to do, I am going to pause the video, clean this up, and then I'll put some, oh actually I don't need to really, what do I do with my, I'll just clean this up. I don't want to take any more off there. I've got a bit of texture on this gel plate, but I don't mind that. I think one of the problems with these two together is one was new and one was reconstituted, and I think the new one, I followed the recipe, and with the second one, which is this one, what is it? No, this was this was the new one with the first one, but I added a bit of extra water, just a smidge, so it's just slightly, oh, look at my hands now, it's just slightly larger, deeper, so that's probably what the problem is. But look, I can play with this quite happily, and I can come back and when I get fed up with it, reconstitute it and make another plate. If I could find a great big tray, I'd make a whopping all-in-one one. So I'm just going to do some of these stencils. These are still a bit wet. I don't know if you can hear the trucks. There's some huge blue gum trees on the boundary line from the neighbours, and they're very threatening with the very fire prone, so they've had to, bushfire prone should I say, they've had to remove them, and so gosh, it looks like a war zone out there with the poor old trees. However, they are ex-plantation trees, so they should have been removed quite some time ago. I'm making more geometric rather than all these lovely curves that I have. Although in saying that, and then I'm looking at the negative spaces between all these just to see what colour would be good. And I can't linger too much with that because I just keep changing my mind every 5 minutes. Only because I keep thinking better, better, better all the time. And just want something there. That is still a bit wet. I'm just going to give it a bit of a dry. So I think that's the difference with a homemade gel plate. Well, I've found that to be is that the stencils don't stick so well. So whether that's in the secret ingredient they put in a manufactured one, a commercial one, I don't know, but if they made huge ones, I'd buy a commercial huge one, but they don't, so I'm happy with having a play with this. Okay, I think that will do us. So because that's very dark, I'm actually going to do quite a few light things. Now this one is Araldo di Paola acrylic paint, and this is white. And this is a red. It does say that it is classic red, but it's more of a burnt colour. Burnt red. I want a little bit of a lighter colour. Put a bit of pale blue there. This is Anco, which of course is a Kmart brand. I'll put a little smidge of purple in the middle. Okay, so I'm actually going to do this with, I left that on the plastic so it didn't dry too much on the plate. So I'll have some texture marks when I pull the stencils off. She says with confidence. I mean, you know, it might look like custard. Doesn't matter. It's just about playing and exploring. Right. It's a bit like, it's probably this equivalent to what my cakes look like when I ice cakes. So I'm terribly good at that. I'll see if I can get a bit of paint where that join is. The other solution actually is just to trim it down with a hot knife, I suppose, and just right. Woohoo, look at that. Right. So I'll take these stencils off. To where I've got that, just make a clean that up a bit. So I've got to it's great when these come up. I'm sorry, I've probably got my head in the camera. The big reveal. Because if you had another table nearby, you could put all these on top and utilise all the paint on top. Right, move it out the way. Clean up my fingers. Now, you could, if you wanted, if you didn't want to put this over the top of your big print, obviously dry that off and then put another colour over the top. And it's entirely up to you what you do. Just to sharpen that edge a bit. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Sharpening the edges when it's such a chaotic piece. Okay, let's do it. It got messy on the back because I put it down on the plate so slightly. that registration is really good, but anyway, look. I just folded up the bottom of this paper because it was just a little bit large. Oh, torn paper. Okay, right. Ooh, that's pretty great. I'll just put this one here on another one. This one here. So while that's stuck down, I should bring this one back in because it's still pretty wet. This says thin paper, so where I pushed it I actually put a hole through it. But look, I do like that there. I can't say I'm very keen on all that mess there. However, it's trial and error, isn't it? And what colours work and what colours don't work. But look, just so much activity happening here and here in this section there. Gosh, amazing. Anyway, I'll lift that off. Oop, without making too much mess. Oh, it's picked up some of the, or highlighted some of the copper. Anyway, that's interesting. So look at all that. I might dry that off and then come back and pull it with something else. So I'll just pause the video. Okay, we'll try again. Now I'm actually going to brayer this, and I've put black here, a little bit of yellow in the centre, and then white at this end. So I'll just cautiously go over this. Yep. I love painting with the brayer. It's just lovely. But a small one. Okay, now I don't have a huge piece of paper, but it's enough just to pick up a bit there. And it's always nice to have a piece that has a nice border on around it, but I wasn't expecting to do. more. My apologies for sending the camera a bit skew with before, but I still haven't got space outside in my big studio area because it's clay everywhere and I need to finish that before I can pack that up and very well. A bit darker than I thought that would be. But oh, I do like that there. That's a bit of a nonny veg, but gosh, look at all that swirls there. But anyway, that's okay. I've got this piece that I did a ghost print from before. I'll just see if I can pick up a bit of that there. Yes, and I don't want to pick up that there, but on the next round I actually just might do some large white circles. Actually I could probably do large white circles now. Actually it's a bit wet, but it doesn't matter, I don't think. Still a bit from that other side. I mean, these aren't masterpieces that I put in a folio to sell the work. They just, oh look how that turned out. Oh. Put that side on as well, I think. Yeah, much better. I quite like that now. Interesting, isn't it? Gosh. Okay guys, I'm going to stop there because otherwise I just keep going, and look at me, I'm just in a terrible mess. So thanks for popping by, and hopefully I'll have another video by the end of next week. So we'll see you then. Take care wherever you are in the world. Bye.